Hi, welcome back to the EventHouse channel, your home for all things hospitality. I'm Jill Goldfine, here to celebrate International Women's Day. In case you've never celebrated it before, it's not too late. Show some appreciation for the women in your life and support women-owned businesses. You can support EventHouse by subscribing to my channel. First up is a quick clip of how International Women's Day started and why it's so important. And I can't wait to introduce you to Sharon Vaughn, aka Miss Fizzwick, who has an inspiring story transitioning from hotels to a booming candle business. Stay tuned to the end because EventHouse and Miss Fizzwick are giving away 2 amazing prizes to lucky subscribers. So let's get started!
Every year on the 8th of March, International Women's Day is celebrated across the globe. It's a day to recognise female achievement and a call to action, encouraging everyone to stand up for women's rights and gender equality. Gender equality means no matter your gender, you're granted the same rights, privileges and access to opportunities as everyone else. You may be thinking, why is this day so important? Throughout history, women have had to fight for the freedom and rights we enjoy today. 150 years ago, women couldn't vote, stand in parliament, receive proper medical attention, own property, access fair legal support, get paid the same as men, visit the same public areas as men, get a proper education. The list goes on. 150 years ago, people lived in a very different world to what we know now. So how did things change? Someone didn't snap their fingers and then bam, women had all the rights. Change occurred gradually through the tireless efforts of brave women and men fighting together for what is right. Once women were able to vote, the ball began rolling on other rights like political representation, access to greater opportunities, fairer pay, and working rights. As you can see, change takes time. Does gender equality look like today? We are fortunate to live in a time and place where incredible opportunities are in abundance. Everyone can get an education, access healthcare, get a job, and speak their minds. However, we still have some work to do before we reach equality for all. Today, women are still the minority in Parliament. Leadership roles and career fields like science and engineering, as well as making less money than men on average. So, this International Women's Day, think about what you could do to help in the fight for equality. Everyone benefits when we are all treated equally.
Women's equality is still a work in progress, but we're taking steps in the right direction. By subscribing to our channel, you are taking the next step and supporting a women-owned business. And without further ado, here's Miss Fizzwick herself. If you could tell me a little bit about your background and how you led up to 2020, and then we'll get into the whole pandemic.
My hospitality career happened quite by accident. I wasn't sure what I was going to do when I was discharged from the National Guard, and I got a job as a sales coordinator at the Fairmont Hotel in New Orleans. And I worked there for several years in different hotels. So I just fell in love with the industry, and I had an 11-year career with Marriott. And most recently at the Sheraton in Dallas, and we were having a stellar record year. We were sales team of the continent. We just finished a $100 million renovation and COVID. So I really just took advantage of the opportunity to pursue some of my personal goals because I didn't have a choice. There was no, yes, I submitted 738 job applications and just like everybody else, pursuing things and trying to do the normal.
Were you furloughed or were you with eventual layoff, or did they let you know up front?
I was furloughed in March, which was intended to end. I think the first date was the end of May, and then it was June and August and October. And at the end of the day, an opportunity came available in my backyard. And I did pursue it. And
I want to backtrack just a little bit to during the time that you were furloughed and talk about the candles.
Sure. I had been making candles as a hobby. I am a champagne enthusiast. So I played around. I figured out how to make a candle with essential oil and soy wax that had 0 chemicals in it. So it's basically, you get the benefits of the essential oil, the restorative benefits, the therapeutic benefits, but the ambiance of a candle. And we're upcycling champagne bottles. So
yes, where do you get the bottles?
I have a great partnership with a restaurant here in the Florida Panhandle on the
a restaurant. Yes. Okay.
The more I put into it, the more time and effort I put into it, the more I got out of it. So if there was a week where I was kind of spent and I just couldn't do as much, I noticed that I didn't make as many sales. So the biggest things were communicating, and I'm not a marketing expert, but I just went on social media and I started putting things out there. And the more I put out there, the more feedback I got. Locally in my backyard, I started doing farmers markets, and that was gaining local interest for me. So Judy Holler actually is a former Gaylord salesperson, but she's also an author and a speaker and an entrepreneur. So she wrote a book called Fear is My Homeboy.
Okay.
And it's a really cool book, and it's kind of, in the personal development space about basically engaging with your fear and using it to propel you forward, essentially. I said one of my fear experiments was I sent her, I created a custom scent for her current theme that she's doing, which is called Vibe and Thrive. And as a result,
I see that on your website.
You saw that. Okay. So that is actually based on her new Vibe and Thrive planning process. So, well, not only did she send me like a personal message of thanks, but she also posted it in her website. She shared it in her newsletter. She shared it on the mastermind group that I signed up for with my website. So I know that, going back into the real world means that there are certain times of the day that I am required, that my attention is focused on one thing. And then there are certain times of the day that my attention is focused on Miss Fizzwick. But at the end of the day, the thing that I have to remember to not let fall by the wayside is to take care of myself. I'm very open with my customers. So on my website, I try to keep it updated where if candles, I shut down for the last week of the year last year. I said nothing's going out until January 5th because I didn't want people waiting on me.
I'm so thankful for getting to spend some time with you and learning about your business, your passion, and it's been wonderful. Thank you. What a fabulous story. What's even more fabulous are our 2 giveaways. First is a Miss Fizzwick beautifully scented candle. The second prize is a 40% discount on a virtual candle making party with Sharon Vaughn. To enter our 2 drawings, subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment for which prize you want to win. We're going to announce our 2 lucky winners in next week's St. Patrick's Day video.